got him right here.
Just nuts. I'm even having a hard time finding my words right now.
Fishing is peaceful until something drags you in. These 7 shocking fishing encounters caught on camera reveal the dark side of a simple day on the water. Let's dive in. January 15th, 2023. Along a remote coastline in Florida, Strick and Fran, creators of B2B Castaways, set out under a full moon. Their channel documents raw survival, life on deserted islands, long days at sea, and the constant test of living off the land. This time, their mission was simple: hunt down a giant mud crab. But in places where the tide can strand turtles and expose predators, even the simplest goal can turn into something far darker.
Welcome back and happy Sunday, everyone.
Yeah, guys, the mission today is we are after a giant mud crab, aren't we, friend?
Yeah, I'm craving one so bad.
The last one we caught, we actually had to let go because it was a mating pair. But today, we're off in search
of a single male.
A single male.
A big single male.
No luck finding a feed yet, but we're going to continue on to this other side. We've never actually explored this other side here.
Oh, this one? The little one. Hey, Jack, this one here, that's a good sign.
Look at the size of this. We might have found the pippy grounds here. That one's empty, but there's shells everywhere through here. These are huge. This would be perfect if we can find a few of these. Shells. There's so many dead shells that have washed into this gutter, but we're having a bit of trouble finding any live ones, which is a shame because this would just be such a good meal if we can get, you know, half a dozen of them. We'll keep looking. Oh, sorry mate, I didn't see you hiding there. You got a very good hiding spot.
It's gonna get you.
He's got like windscreen wipers for his eyes.
I just found one that looks full. We open it up and see what's in there.
Full of sand,
Just
is
a bunch of sand.
Yum yum.
We just spotted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beached turtles. And I bet you they're all males. I'm gonna run around and see if they're males or females.
Fred's running around doing a quick anatomy check to see the percentage of males versus females that have become beached. He's got a theory that the males are less intelligent. They miss the tide and get beached. But yeah, these marine biologists come up with crazy theories. What was your ratio count?
I'm puffed. So there are 23 turtles stuck in maybe 500 meter squares. And there's 16 males and 7 females.
Wow.
Did I do my maths right?
Yeah, that's 22.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's your theory?
You guys heard these theories before, but I think females are way smarter than the males to get stuck on low tide.
The big boy's just having a sleep, is he? How much longer do you think they've got until the tide comes in?
Maybe 3 hours?
He's alright, eh?
Yeah.
Leave him be.
This is crazy.
We've never seen this many, hey?
Oh, another one here. This one is gonna get hot.
So at the moment we've got a full moon, and what that means is the tide drops off these banks so quickly, and it's actually caught a few of these turtles out here that are left high and dry. But although it looks quite hot for the poor buggers, they will be okay. They're made to last this type of thing. So we'll just leave him be.
Just found a different species of hermit crab. Look how cute.
Wow, that's awesome.
He's going all the way up to say hi. Hello viewers, thanks for watching.
They pushed across the flats, spear tapping into the sand. One hole clouded with silt, something inside, then gone. Farther on, the cost of the tide was clear. Dozens of turtles left exposed on the bank, some moving slowly, others baking in the heat, stranded until the sea returned. Then came the flash of blue.
Holy, this is what I think it is, guys. Come and check this. This is a gigantic, maybe a gigantic
Oh my god, I can see it from here.
Can you see that?
It's just over there.
No freaking way. Let's try to get some footage.
I'm sure it's just a stick just looking like a crab.
Guys.
What? Wow.
Can you see him there?
That's huge. What is it doing there? Whoa!
Holy moly, look at the size of this thing. That is a giant mud crab in the craziest unlikely spot. Friend, this might be the biggest one we've got yet. That beautiful blue color just stood out. This little weed bank. He's had a bit of a battle.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, he's strong. Geez, he's strong.
Doesn't mean there's a bigger one around
There must be a bigger one getting around.
No way, there's a bigger one.
Guys, I'm shaking, man. Well, sometimes you just get lucky. Like finding a giant mud crab in the tiny little pool like that. Wow.
I'll find a unicorn fish already there like the previous episode.
We're on a roll, aren't we? This is one of the more impressive mud crabs I've ever seen. Right here, you're looking at the animal with the second highest level of testosterone in the animal kingdom. If you come close to him, he's just ready to rumble. I think he's the boss of this area. And these nippers are obviously, oh my God, that's obviously why you gotta play with a bit of caution with mud crabs and sticking your hands down holes. All right, back to the hut, you reckon, friend?
Back to the hut for a feed.
Okay, let's get out of the sun for a bit, eh? He's gonna be such a big meal for us.
Oh, there's a turtle right here.
A massive male mud crab, bigger than their hands, thrashing with brutal force. One of the largest they had ever pulled from the sand. Back at camp, it went straight onto the fire. The shell turned orange, smoke sank into the meat, claws cracked and steamed. But the shoreline erupted.
It's nice and clean as well. Easy to pick up the fire.
Well done.
Can't even fit in the pan.
That's amazing. All right, dinner is served. There you are, knife and fork.
I just want to show something. It's crazy how the claw in here
Yeah.
just looks like the molars of a human being.
It's like human teeth, aren't they?
Yeah.
They just crush fingers. There's a few sharks that like stranded themselves surfing the wave in, and they're actually up high and dry on the sand.
They're coming this way.
They are, aren't they? It's quite eerie. There's a school of sharks are drying trevally here, which is causing the water to boil, and they're coming this way. You reckon they're gonna come ashore here?
I hope so.
Holy moly, look at the sharks!
What's going on? There's hundreds of them. Watch out!
This is absolutely crazy.
I think there's GTs in between them.
There's sharks and I think GTs. They had something up on the beach there. They were like almost biting at our ankles. That was crazy. Oh my gosh.
I can't quite see what they are eating.
This is absolutely crazy. These sharks are beaching themselves. There's this chaos. This guy's beached himself.
Dozens of reef sharks cut through the shallows, then hundreds. Behind them, giant trevally forced bait into the sand, sending the water boiling with chaos. Sharks thrashed at their ankles. Trevally beached themselves in the foam. Dinner with fire had become dinner under siege, and then silence returned. The moon climbed above the palms, and they ate what they had taken, while predators circled just meters away. Viewers were divided. Some saw paradise, life lived to the fullest, framed by sharks and sunset. Others warned that crabs this size should be spared to protect the species. Most could not look past the frenzy itself. Hundreds of sharks beaching at the edge of camp. On one side, turtles stranded in the sun. On the other, predators tearing the shoreline apart. And between them, two castaways, a fire, and a giant crab. So when the ocean offers both feast and threat in the same night, what would you do? Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. January 25th, 2020. In the swamps of southern Florida, Luke from Outdoor Boys set out with his son Tommy. The channel follows a family through camping, fishing, and survival adventures. Real experiences in the wild. But this time, the mission was different.
Now the rain makes it tricky to hunt the alligators because, you know, the alligators don't want to sun themselves when it's all raining like that. Plus it ripples the water, makes it harder to see them when they stick their heads out. Oh man, this is gorgeous. Look at this country. Gator down there. Here, out of the way, Tom.
Got him. Walk down there, reel him while you walk down there.
Go follow me, Tom.
That's not that big. I'll hold him.
Hey, Tommy, you gotta point the camera. You gotta point the camera. Look at that.
He's choking him? Is he choking him?
No, he's just keeping him from biting him.
Spin him up. Watch him.
I kind of want to hold him.
Okay, come on. Let's
Come
go.
on, come around this way.
Let's go.
Just listen to what they're saying, okay?
Come
See?
right up his back right here.
See, as long as...
Put your foot on his back, get your knee down.
Yeah.
Straddle him.
Yeah.
Get over top of him right here.
Straddle him.
Yeah.
On your knees.
Get on
Sit
your
down.
knees.
Sit down and grab right here.
You wait on him and get both hands right here on his neck.
He can't get you as long as you don't let go.
You got him.
All right.
You got
There
him.
you go. Tommy,
He's all yours.
look at me.
Let go.
Look at me, Tommy. Look over here.
Let go.
Yeah, don't let go. He's gonna get his. There you go.
Okay, now back straight up.
Yeah, he can go backwards. There you go.
Go over by the truck.
It was a hunt for alligators in a place where giants still rule the water. The rain made the search harder. Ripples covered the surface, masking the brief moments when gators lifted their heads before slipping away again. They moved along levees and flooded flats, spotting deer, turkeys, and the dark shapes of alligators in the water. Smaller ones appeared first, thrashing in the shallows, giving Tommy the chance to hold steady as Luke guided him through the moment. But the swamps held much larger threats. A strike came. Water exploded as a gator rolled violently against the line. The fight was brutal, but persistence won. Measured at 6'8", the animal was tagged and loaded into the truck. Another soon followed. 7'4", just as powerful, breaking through grass and mud before finally going still. 2 massive alligators now lay in the truck bed, proof the swamp was full of predators. But not every battle ended in victory.
Oh, there he is. He popped up. There he is. Yeah. Hey, switch it. All right.
We'll try to keep him out of that grass right over there. Yep, perfect.
There we go.
Yep. Got him. Whew. That'll do. It hit me in the face out here. A piece of gator, I think. Oh, good hit.
You dead, is that right?
Yeah, yeah. That is beautiful, beautiful animal. That's a little fishing game tag type thing?
Yeah, sighties tag.
How long is he?
6'8". 6'8".
6'8". Can we please keep it? I want some alligators.
Yeah, we're keeping them. They're all sending them back now. Holy mackerel, that thing just fought like crazy. That was right up there with catching those 8-foot sturgeon, man. That was fun. Now Magic Mike here is going to show us how to get some gators. These alligators are really skittish. I'm trying to use my lights to film, but I got to be really careful because it's scaring them off. So I'm keeping my lights dimmed down until we get them hooked.
Oh, you got to walk with him.
Yeah, okay.
You got to walk with him.
Okay. On me. Yeah. Oh. You help videotape, Tommy?
Yes, sir.
Right here, buddy.
Going to the right a little bit. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Holy mackerel, that was a big gator.
3 giants surfaced, fought back, and snapped heavy braided line as if it were nothing. Even with all their preparation, the swamp reminded them that control is never certain. The day revealed both skill and limits. Securing 2 gators showed mastery and patience, but losing 3 proved how unpredictable the swamp remains. Every hunt was a balance between harvest, danger, and respect for the wild. 2 giants secured. 3 more vanished into the dark, and a family left with the memory of a swamp that gives and takes on its own terms. So when nature leaves you holding part of the prize but not all of it, is that victory or just a reminder of who truly owns the wild? September 17th, 2023. South Florida heat. Backyards pressed against canals and mangroves. Robert and Sarah Arrington, creators of Deer Meat for Dinner, aren't chasing game for a campfire recipe tonight. Their channel usually blends hunting, fishing, and cooking, but this story is different. It's about an invasion. Green iguanas crawling across rooftops, chewing through gardens, and sliding into the water like shadows. The plan begins simple. Set traps, bait them with mango, and hope to restore a little order before nightfall. The first attempt looked promising.
Were you a construction worker in your past life? Hey, we're having fun though, aren't we? Mm-hmm. That's my trap right there. It's got a door up top so you can put the bait in. It's got one funnel that we cut off, and I use small mesh like this so that if we get little iguanas, we catch them too, not just big ones. We just went with one hole, one funnel. We'll put bait in there, and then if the iguanas come, they can circle and then in. If we have a bunch of different funnels, that's also a bunch of ways out. Let's see how it works. So now you guys walk around there. While you do that, me and Ken are gonna grab the traps.
Ow, 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 ow.
This was just an idea.
Dad, did we eat some of that?
Huh?
Did we eat some of that?
Part of our watermelon that we ate.
I'm funny. We actually went to our grandma's and cut it open for the iguanas, but technically we started eating it.
I'm gonna give them some.
See it? Green.
Robert, there's one right there.
That's it. There's one in the trap that I can see.
Look at them running. They're all over here.
The little babies.
They're all around it. I don't think they can get in it.
Wire cages were built by hand, with funnels shaped to guide the iguanas in. Bright slices of mango were placed inside, their sweet scent carrying through the backyard. The traps were set beneath trees where branches shook with claws and tails, but by morning, the fruit remained untouched. Instead, blossoms nearby had been chewed down to bare stems. The iguanas ignored the bait, preferring flowers high above, clinging to rooftops and darting across fences. The message was clear. The traps were useless, and the problem was larger than expected. So the method changed. Out came an air rifle with a quiet optic, red dot ready. The camera caught heads peeking from the leaves, then disappearing again. A pause, a steady hand, and one dropped. Another slipped from a limb, falling into the canal with a splash before vanishing under the dark water. The pace quickened. More iguanas darted along branches, whipping their tails, clinging motionless until a bead of light found them. Each shot was precise, each recovery a reminder of how many had claimed the yard as their own. Then came the giant.
Yeah, the big one!
Rob really wants that iguana.
We might need to get some snorkel gear.
Yeah.
Scuba tank.
Yeah.
Huh?
He went that way. It looked like he was going across the...
That's like the biggest.
That's Grandpa.
Yeah, I got him.
Oh, he's going. Oh, he's under. He's going under. All right, we just lost Rob.
He's in a hole! He's in a hole right here!
Yeah, a lot of times the iguanas go down and they grab a hold of like a root or a branch or something and then just die.
And then
They just stay there.
He's right here!
just out here in the canal swimming.
And there's alligators in there.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a lot of alligators around here.
Oh, there's his foot. Wait, that's his foot.
I got him right here! That's like a 6-footer. Unbelievable.
Wow.
I got water all up my nose.
Uh-oh, Rob's dying.
That's exactly why the traps didn't work. Because it was too big. The iguanas tried getting in there, but they had no room. There's no way that could get into the trap. Look at that thing.
And that's with his tail nubbed off already. His tail would be longer.
That's from fighting.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think he's big. He's as big as a raccoon. As a big boar raccoon.
From the brush by the canal, a scarred male emerged. Massive, tail thick from old breaks, body easily over 6 feet long. When it hit the water, the surface exploded. Robert dove, vanishing beneath the green-black canal, before breaking the surface with the lizard in his arms. Its claws raked against his shirt, its weight staggering. This was no backyard pest. This was the kind of iguana that turns fruit trees bare in a night. By the end of the day, the trap sat empty, forgotten. A row of heavy reptiles lay secured, proof that the fight had been harder, faster, and far more chaotic than anyone expected. Viewers focused on one moment, the reckless dive into canal water known to hide gators. Fearless to some, dangerous to others. DIY fans broke down the traps, suggesting wider funnels or reinforced gates. Others admitted that no cage could hold an animal that size. And for many, the collab stood out. Robert teaming with Kendall felt like two corners of outdoor YouTube colliding. Between adrenaline and engineering, the message stayed clear. Control the chaos before it consumes the roof and garden. Backyards alive with claws, roofs ticking with scales. A canal that only gives back what you're willing to dive in after. When an invasive army knows your neighborhood better than you do, is the answer a smarter trap, a steadier hand, or a fight that never really ends? March 29th, 2023. In the backwoods of Brazil, the channel Nossas Pescarias set out for another simple fishing trip. Known for raw, traditional outings, long walks through the brush, riverside camps, and hard-earned catches, this time their path led somewhere else. A place where fishing quickly gave way to something far darker. The day began with frustration. Miles walked through mud and heat with no fish to show for it. When they returned, the real blow landed. Someone had tampered with the car, pulling parts from the exhaust, leaving the vehicle broken in the middle of nowhere.
Eu coloquei o carro lá, não tô vendo ele. Ai, meu Deus do céu, já mexeram no carro. Ai, merda, mexeram no carro já, ué. Eu coloquei o carro aqui, mano. Oh, meu Deus, vê se não levou nossos trem, Márcio, pelo amor de Deus. Como é que abriram esse carro, velho? Tava com alarme. Ai, meu Deus, olha o que fizeram. Tiraram o escapamento do meu carro, velho. Meu Deus do céu, galera. Não basta, velho. A pescaria tá ruim, mano. Só basta um infeliz, um vagabundo enfiar a mão no seu carro pra tentar roubar, velho. Não basta, velho, ter as coisas que um desgraçado vem e tira, mano. Cortou? Não, mas frouxou. As duas frouxinhas. Frouxou. Aqui, ó. Meteram a chave aqui e frouxaram as duas baterias. Os dois polos. Alguma coisa eles fez pra poder... E o carro travou. O carro tem antifurto e ele travou. Agora eu não tô entendendo por que arrancaram o meu escapamento. A gente se mata tanto no meio da lama, velho. Calma. Calma.
Exhausted and angry, they pressed deeper into the woods, searching for another fishing spot. Instead, they found something worse. Hidden off the trail, stripped bare, sat a stolen car. Doors forced open, seats torn out, plates still visible. Evidence of a crime abandoned in silence, waiting for someone to stumble upon it. Police were called. Officers arrived, confirming the vehicle had been missing for over a year. Parts were gone, but the engine still remained.
E esse carro foi roubado e já tem um ano que ele foi roubado. A gente esperou a polícia, fez o nosso papel. Aqui a gente não pesca mais.
É só agora que eles tiraram a roda, mexeram no motor.
Foi, tinha um ano. Então eles resolveram desmontar eles agora, entendeu? Trouxemos os policiais aqui. Infelizmente, veio o que aconteceu aí com nós também na pescaria. A gente não sabe, é um matagal isso aqui. É só trieiro para pescar, pessoal, nos lugares. Então tá aí, o meu carrinho aí. Depois eu vou fazer o BO também do escapamento que tiraram do meu carro. E é isso aí, pessoal. E nós finaliza assim, né, não, Márcia?
For the fishermen, the trip was over. No fish, a broken car, and a reminder that danger in the woods doesn't always come from nature. The scene raised more questions than answers. Why leave the vehicle here, hidden off a narrow trail? Were the thieves interrupted? Or was this just a dumping ground far from the city? And what does it mean when a simple fishing trip crosses paths with the shadows of crime? A car broken by strangers, another left behind, stripped and forgotten, and fishermen who only wanted peace by the river. So when even the quiet woods hide signs of theft and decay, is it still just bad luck? Or proof that some places are never safe to return to? October 2nd, 2024. In the endless swamps of the Florida Everglades, Jana Breslin, known for her fitness and travel adventures, set out on an airboat tour with Captain Mike. Her channel often speaks of freedom, challenge, and pushing limits. But on this night, the Everglades had its own way of redefining what danger really means.
It is?
Oh, yes, here he is. Oh my God, look at him.
It's a 12-footer too, American alligator.
Oh,
Oh, he's coming back up?
Back up.
Are you serious?
this is epic right here.
Oh, wow. I'm here on this Everglade tour, and I've got a specimen here. Captain Mike tells me this is a 12-foot American alligator, probably 600 pounds, and I gotta say, this is just an unreal experience. Like, this is a powerful animal right here, and we're just being careful, but man, this is just nuts. I'm even having a hard time finding my words right now.
Yeah, you just do not want to fall in.
No.
Like you're 100%. He'll kill you for sure.
Okay, I just can't believe I'm in this moment right here. We're in the middle of the Everglades with a ginormous prehistoric apex predator, and I'm quite literally face to face with this guy. I want so bad to go pet it. He literally looks like he's about to leap onto the boat. So I'm just gonna back up here.
At first, it felt like spectacle. An American alligator surfaced, 12 feet long, jaws wide, armored back breaking the waterline. They eased closer, its eyes glowing in the fading light. For a moment, the boat seemed too small, too fragile. One wrong move, and the predator could surge forward in a single strike. The tour pressed deeper. Among reeds and black water, snakes appeared. A python, thick-bodied, coiled in silence, its kind responsible for decimating nearly all fur-bearing wildlife in the region. Handled carefully, its scales shimmered with an eerie, iridescent sheen. It was calm, this time. And then, a frog caught in the dark, its cries echoing through the swamp. Just another reminder of how every life here is prey to something larger. The Everglades showed its paradox, majestic yet unforgiving. Alligators armored like living relics, snakes both revered and feared, some vital, others invasive, devastating the balance of the land. For outsiders, it was an adventure. For the swamp, it was only another night of survival. One moment, face to face with a 12-foot gator. The next, holding a python whose kind has reshaped the entire ecosystem. And in between, only thin airboat metal separating human from predator. So when the Everglades closes in with its ancient dangers, what matters more, your sense of freedom, or the fact that freedom here could cost you everything? July 10th, 2023. On the wide, wind-cut water of Lake Oahe, South Dakota, the crew of 402 Outdoors chased a simple plan. Drift the mudline, find the edges, and put walleyes in the live well. Their channel has always lived in the real stuff. Heat haze on aluminum, small winds, near misses, and whatever the lake decides to allow on a holiday weekend. The day was blistering. They worked a point where the water shifted from murky to clear, then back again. Bottom bouncer rigs. A smiley. Crawler tails flipped and threaded. The first heavy thump ripped free. Gone. Another rod bent, but instead of a walleye, up came a thick perch, scarred by the bite of a pike. Boats milled around. The wind shifted. They reset on another edge. This time, rods loaded with quick headshakes. A small walleye. Then a keeper, 14 inches. Another at 15 and a half. A better one at 16 and a half. Between the bites, a school of carp erupted on the surface. The lake felt alive and skittish. Then, blue lights. Game wardens eased alongside the brand new boat.
Yeah, if we can keep it off, I'd love that. Yeah, I don't have scratch one yet.
Yep, no, that's fine. Hold her here.
We have a buoy thing we can put in between if you need.
So if you can hold it, I don't know. What do y'all want to see, bud?
So
some life jackets?
I guess for everybody on board.
Yeah,
okay.
They're down below.
Throwable device.
Yeah,
yep.
That's down below.
And a fire extinguisher.
Right, I can get that.
That's just a buoy. There's a throwable.
Got it? I got my license. You want to see them?
Yep.
I got a new phone. I had mine on my phone. I have one. I gotta look it up, so that's all right.
Go ahead and download it here.
Thank you.
That way we're not dropping it in.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That's a new phone. Yeah, I saw it in this one, I think. Oh, you found it? Okay.
So it's a new one. You're both new. I would just recommend it when you get it out. No, when you get it out every year, just shake it, because that retardant gets hard like concrete in them.
Yeah.
And so then if you do need it, all that comes out is propellant and no retardant. You'll feel it slide around inside there.
Yeah.
But I like spray paint.
PFDs, fire extinguisher, licenses, checked. Polite, Procedural. One tip stuck. Shake the extinguisher yearly, or the retardant will set like concrete. Everything in order. They idled away. Back on the line, the graph hummed. Marks stacked like beads on the donut. Another perch. Another walleye. Barely held on the barb. Dwink. Slipped into the net. By evening, the tally was honest. No giants. But a clean meal and a quiet lodge. The 4th of July ended with gratitude for those who serve.
Got a meal and caught some fish, but it wasn't totally crazy. Threw back a lot of small ones. Didn't hammer the giants or anything like that day, but did get a nice fresh meal. Either way, had a nice appearance with the game warden. They got to do what they got to do. Totally understand. Everything was in check. Just couldn't find the big ones today. Had plenty of small ones and stuff. But all in all, it was a fun day out there celebrating the old 4th of July. I do want to say again, huge thanks to the vets, the active duty, and the ones past that served.
402. Outdoors has always shown fishing this way. Raw and unfiltered. Viewers noticed too. One laughed. Catching a warden is the easiest catch when you've got the right bait on board. Another added, Sasha makes the video worthwhile no matter how many fish are caught. For some, the humor stood out. Others just saw it as another reminder that fishing isn't only about the catch, it's about the chaos, the people, and the patience that keep the story alive. August 15th, 2021. From the rural heart of Thailand, the YouTube channel Tumkanthama Hakan, which translates to Tom, a man making a living, shares the rhythms of everyday survival. His videos capture farming, gardening, and fishing not as hobbies, but as lifelines. This time, the focus turns to one of the simplest and hardest ways to eat: setting lines, waiting, and seeing what the river will return. The morning is quiet. Rods are checked, lines pulled from the shallows where they were set the night before. Some are empty, bait stripped clean. Others strain with weight, catfish twisting, mud swirling as they're lifted hand over hand. One by one, fish surface. Small ones first, released back. Then larger catches, 10 kilos, then 11, each measured and stacked. Sweat runs, voices strain. The work is constant.
คันอย่างนี้เลยเฮ้ยจริงไหมฮงมันถอดคันมาเอาละสายอยู่นี่แหละไปแล้วคันเบ็ดไปแล้วยังไงกูรู้เลยเด้งหัวกันฮักป้อมตะขอเกือบตกน้ำบิ้มไม่เห็นตัวผียักษ์ก็ได้ดิตีไป30น้ำเฮก็ได้ดิใส่น้ำเฮก็ได้มันถอดของบีบมาแล้วผมก็นึกว่าไอ้หยังน่ะของแม่ถอดกันมันกล้องครับกันนี่ของผมบีบแล้วก็บีบมาแห้งไปเลยนั่นก็แม่นมากล้องแล้วกันนี่เนี่ยแม่นั่นไม่ใส่น้ำเฮกันลุงน้อยดู30 บวกมี30หรือมี20
Finally, the heaviest of the day. A giant pushing 30 kilos. Too heavy to raise cleanly, it drags against the bank, tail still in the water. With effort, it's hauled up, scale flashing numbers close to 31 kilos. Added together, the haul nears 63 kilos, a day's worth of food, work, and pride. The catch is carried home, weighed, shown piece by piece. A reminder that in this life, nothing is wasted. Every fish means another day secured. Viewers saw more than just a big catch on Tom, the working man's channel. Many praised it as incredible, nothing but giant fish, while others encouraged him to stay healthy and keep the videos coming. From Laos, Indonesia, even the US, comments echoed the same feeling: excitement, pride, and the urge to try it once in real life. Some reminded him about sustainability. Take just enough, protect the river for the future. Those words underline the real message: hard work, skill, but always respect for nature. In the end, those numbers, 10 kilos, 11, then almost 31, were more than weights on a scale. They were proof of daily labor, the reward of persistence. And tomorrow, the lines go back into the water and everything begins again. At the river's edge, 63 kilos marked success. But tomorrow, the lines go back in and nothing is guaranteed. So, when survival depends on what the water gives, how many times would you keep setting lines, never knowing if they'll come back full or empty? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.